Hello, everybody, and welcome back to shit show. So you guys are flying your direction over there. It's going to start getting ready to take its attacks against you and all that fun stuff. So first thing it's going to do is make its attacks against you and your carpet, Mr. Bellum, Sir Mr. Bellum. Could you do me a favor and roll me, like we did forever ago, a dexterity save? I almost said evasion. Huh? I mean, I almost said reflex. I don't even know what I almost said. So with the dexterity save, I'm going to make my attacks against you.
By the way, I'm drinking a beer called Rotary Chaos just for Kyrann.
It's very loud drinking.
That was Eric.
Yeah, no, I know.
I'm sorry.
Eric...
I took a fucking sip.
We were drinking at the same time, but that was not me, sir.
Eric's not allowed to eat soup while on stream. Anyways, so that first ballista bolt is in fact a hit, despite your dexterity save to increase your AC and whatnot. It is in fact a hit, so it comes flying up towards you guys. It does in fact hit the carpet for 10 points of damage. Bellum, I'm actually going to allow you to choose to take the hit or let the carpet take the hit.
I'm taking the hit.
Okay, so more or less you like roll and allow the so you roll and you see the bolt coming and you just kind of like spin the carpet in a way that you throw your body into the bolt like sideways, and it just like kind of like scrapes along the side of your body, sending the bolt reeling and flying. However, your maneuver is so crazy, the two of you make me dexterity saves. Oh, sorry, acrobatics checks.
He's better, much better.
This is Reich and Stahlbar is what I meant by the two of you. In case that wasn't clear.
So considering you didn't give names,
I'm sorry, I thought that was pretty clear. The other
no
two people
way
on the carpet,
anyone could ever tell.
I think everybody watching the stream knew. Except
I think no one could figure that out.
Scott this one time that it was pretty clear.
It was pretty clear to me that you were talking to Right, but I'm very distracted because I have a cat right now.
I would be horrified if I had a cat right now.
Yeah, so. I'm so angry right now that my cat is being adorable.
Yeah,
I'm full of Kyrann rage.
So Reich, you easily hold on to the. It's funny, I said dexterity, then I changed it to acrobatics, but you guys both wrote dexterity. Anyways, I'll accept that.
I wasn't listening. I've got a cat.
You are able to hold on, Reich, no problem. However, Stahlbar is sent reeling off the side of this thing. You could try to save him, Bellum, if you'd like to go swoop down and flying carpet catch him, or you could just let him hit the water.
You had your plan.
I gave him the warning that this might happen.
I'm okay with this.
He's gonna hit the water.
Were you gonna say something, Eric?
I was gonna say, is there any chance that I could sacrifice, something to try to grab him?
I would allow you to spend an action point just to have the chance to grab him.
I have none left, so.
You got one. You got one.
When did I get one?
He said the three of us got one when we were in the cave.
Hey, I'll do that then.
I want to listen for those.
Yeah.
I do listen for those. I didn't hear.
Well, Reich was being like boycotted against getting them, so that's why he's not used to it.
Yeah. People are racist.
So you spend that action point to make a dexterity save to try to catch Stahlbar.
I'm not worth it.
He's not.
You're worth it to me!
You fail.
Damn it.
Horribly.
What a waste.
So you like reached out to one of those like, oh! Whoosh,
See you,
that one doesn't look as mad, as scared as Reich does.
No, Stahlbar just like closes up, like tightens everything, like the butt cheeks really squeeze in.
I'm so sorry. I tried.
It's actually the reason why Reich didn't catch you, Reich, is because as he reached out to catch Stahlbar for the first time ever, he realized how colorful his skin was. And the fact that he looked so alive. He looked so well, and you're like, what the?
Doesn't look like Stahlbar.
And so Stahlbar goes and kerplunks into the water down below. Kyrann, you see Stahlbar fall off of the carpet, and like almost immediately after the carpet takes off into the air and starts flying, the thing levels up, takes a shot. They've only gone maybe a fifth the distance, and Stahlbar's already falling and kerplunked into the water.
Stop making it sound worse than it is.
What do you do, Kyrann?
I turn to Haldren. If I can get you over there, can you take out those sails? They're down now, but can you set fire to them?
I can do that. If you want, Yes, I will be more than happy to assist you. I imagine this is the passage I must pay to be aboard your vessel. I'd gladly do that. However, are you
Also, if they sink our ship, you die here.
Well, yeah. Are you familiar with the tactic egg in the water?
Am I, Scott?
You know what? Roll me a history check. I'll give you advantage.
Woo-woo. Egg in the water.
No.
So unfortunately you don't.
No.
Yeah, I do.
Does the safety of the dwarves mean anything to you?
No.
Then I'll wreak havoc. And he walks towards you waiting the spell.
Mm-hmm. Fly.
You cast fly on him, and immediately his feet kind of come up off the ground, and you can see like there's like a moment of joy that comes across his face because like most people don't have the ability to fly, and so it's like I've done this before, and it's been so many years. Like he genuinely appreciates the lightlessness of it, and so he takes off and just starts making his way over towards the ship, but in doing so tries to stay as close down to the ship as to the water as possible, while like blisters are aiming this way and so on and so forth. So that's his plan, is to go that way.
Yep.
As you see him glimmering down towards the water, you kind of like look after him. You see like all of a sudden the shine makes it hard to see him, and then you realize you can't even see him at all. And he makes his way all the way over towards the vessel. All right, what are you guys doing up above? Kyrann, obviously you're waiting for the anchor to come up enough you could start doing something with the ship, so you unfortunately are waiting.
So we're still a fifth of the way away.
Receiving messages.
Sorry, 4/5 of the way away. So I want to move forward that second fifth.
Okay, so you gotta make your check for me. Oh, sorry. Yeah. You're going to make a dexterity check as I'm going to attack you 2 more times with the
A dex save.
Yep.
I'm okay with that.
Okay. I'm going to make my attack rolls.
Sure thing. It makes sense. Stallbore's off, so my dex is a little bit better now. I don't have to like
Dead
you
weight.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
I mean,
just logic.
I have a lot of dead weight on.
I shouldn't have come. It's okay. I'll just not next time.
Good.
We
You know
good?
what, there. We are good. So the first attack is another blast against you with a bolt, and the first one. So this actually comes from the second one that was leveling its way up towards you. Takes the fire at the ballista bolt and comes careening over at you. Once again, this is going to be another hit, despite your increased AC at the moment, because I'm just rolling really well. And I imagine you take the hit yourself instead of the carpet.
I'm gonna turn so Reich can take the hit this time.
Oh, that's nice of you. For you to do that intentionally, I'm gonna have to make you make an acrobatics check, sir.
Oh, if I have to do a check for it, then I would just take the hit myself.
Okay, so you take 9 from the hit as you do something similar. Reich, do me a favor, make me another acrobatics or dex save.
Yeah, boy. Reich needs to be a meat shield at this point.
And you actually hold on to the carpet again. No problem. And the second attack that comes careening towards you, this was from the first ballista that shot at you last round. It actually shoots at you this round again. And you're able to dodge to the side, and it goes flying past you again. And looking down towards the actual ship itself, you see that as the thing is re-aiming itself and adjusting, it's pulling back. You see the other 2 dwarves are grabbing the thing, pulling it down, the cord that fires the shots, pulling it down, grabbing the shot, lining it up. It itself is adjusting the bolt. So there's effectively 3 people reloading this ballista together, which is why it's happening so quickly.
Yep.
And so that's what happens for that round for you, Kyrann. You're still waiting. The other guys flying at extreme speeds towards the vessel. We're going to do one more round of that before we do anything else. So make me your dex save first, sir.
Yep. Oh. We're gonna get hit.
It just isn't going to increase your oh. I just went and saw what that was.
No. There's no natural one.
There are no critical failures in this game.
Come on.
So it just means you don't get a bonus to your AC. I was giving you a bonus to your AC with the other one. So 2 ballista shots come up, and this time they've triangulated your pattern and the way that you're flying. So one of them is going to fire, and immediately afterwards the other one's going to fire in such a way that it makes it nigh impossible to evade them. You're actually going to end up taking 2 hits from this. So the first hit, do you allow the carpet to take it, or do you take it?
I'm taking both hits.
Okay, that's going to be a total of 17 points of damage against you. And at this point in time, you're actually going to have a tear come across the carpet as well. It's going to happen like off-center, up by one of the corners. A tear about 8 inches wide happens in the carpet. Like Reich's hand all of a sudden kind of like goes through it and pulls it back out. Reich, you can see that Bellum, the way he's like dodging and weaving these things, he's taking hits, trying to like literally just like rolling up the carpet and allowing the ballista bolts to like smack into him as opposed to pierce through or stab into somebody. He's rolling up and allowing these things to kind of like roll past and careen against you guys. Reich, roll me 2 more dexterity saves, please.
I don't wanna.
You're gonna have to though. Save twice, you're able to hold on to the carpet, no problem.
Yeah, motherfucker.
When you hit the water, Stalbor, what do? You splash into the water. Make me a
Swim back to the
constitution.
ship.
Maybe a constitution save.
This is very hard for me to do right now. One of my hands is trapped by cat.
Okay, Dr. Evil.
I am not a doctor.
1 million gold.
That will just blow up on us anyway.
Hitting that water hurt. You actually end up being dazed for a couple of rounds because it was just such a hard impact. You effectively backflopped into
That's
the
what
water
I assumed
down
it
below.
was.
Yeah. So it's like, oh. So you actually haven't brought your senses back, but when you finally do get your senses to you, you're going to start swimming towards the...
Swim back to the ship, and I'm just going to climb up the side.
Yeah. So effectively, Stalwar's kind of
Elf.
removed. All right.
Yeah.
Like Kyrann is
Good,
at the moment.
good for me.
So, Bellum, you've made a considerable distance towards the ship. The other ballista bolts were aiming towards... one of them was aiming towards the ship still. Now, because of the fact that you guys are so close to the ship and you're so high up, because that was your plan, was to stay high up, the other 2 ballistas that exist on the ship, because there's 5 in total, the 2 on the far side, that weren't able to aim towards Kieran's ship before, they're actually able to turn and aim upwards towards you guys enough that if you choose to maintain this high altitude attack against this vessel, you're going to be taking 4 ballista bolts around, and you can clearly tell that.
Okay, do I have an idea of how low I'd have to drop in order to not?
Below the actual rim of the ship.
Eek.
You can easily do that in 1 round, though, because gravity enhances your speed on the drop.
Right. What I will do is, because I can now shoot, yeah? I'm within range?
What was that? My apologies?
I'm now within range to hit 600 feet?
Yep, absolutely. You are, you've moved 600 feet, you're about 400 feet away, but this is where they can actually start taking shots at you, but there's a bunch of them, so if you're taking pock shots against people with shields versus...
No, yeah.
You know.
I understand. Damn, still 400 feet away. This is tough.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I would continue moving. I guess I would drop low. And as my action, because I could basically move twice as fast, yeah? Do I still have an action?
I would say, yeah. You could drop, because your speed's what on this thing usually?
30 or 60, I forget.
With what's the capacity and all that? Find out for me.
The capacity is 800 pounds.
Okay, so the 2 of you together don't hurt its capacity, so you're good there.
Yeah, so I believe it's just 30 feet and then 60 if I double move.
Okay, cool. So if you more or less get to double move for free, that means you're still 40 feet up in the air. You're still above the rim of the ship, so you would still have the attacks against you.
All right, I'm going to take the attack so that I can drink a potion of greater healing.
Okay, sure.
And that is 44 plus 8?
Yes.
Plus 4?
Plus 4. Oh, yeah, that makes sense, because 2d4.
Oh, there was just that
2.
one crazy one that we got that one time. Sorry.
So anyways, okay, that's your plan, not a problem. Let me make my attacks against you.
So I'm gonna be like, right, listen, we're gonna drop real fast.
Hold on.
Just hold on.
Oh God.
Boo.
And make me a dexterity save as you're doing that as well, please, sir.
Yep. Yeah.
Oh, I believe.
Oh wow.
I
Okay.
believe that we will.
Oh
win.
yeah.
So despite the fact that you were also popping a potion and drinking that at the same time, you're drinking this potion as the first ballista bolt comes flying by, and you spin the carpet just in time, moving out of the way, that the ballista shot actually misses you, barely, but misses you
I finish
entirely.
the potion and it shoots the glass.
shatters the glass in your
Yep.
hands.
I was
Beautiful.
like, ah!
And then the second ballista bolt comes by immediately after that one. And this is when you just take another dip down and you ride underneath it. Another dexterity save for me, please, Reich. But the DCs are way lower because, you know, you're not taking hits.
I'm gonna roll one eventually. I don't like that.
I'm hoping. So anyways, despite the fact that two attacks came at you, dodging both of them, the huge dive down and the pull out to level out a little bit to almost like a downward angle as opposed to a straight dive. Reich is able to continue holding on. Bellum is able to dodge both attacks and take the healing. That's fucking insane. Beautiful natty 20, sir. All right.
Thank you.
As you guys level out to the area, all of a sudden, something appears before you. Starting to wrap its way like a snake very quickly around the whole base of the ship is a wall of fire. Wraps itself up around the base of the ship. And there you see standing there like Goku over, in combat, barely hovering over the glistening water is Haldren. Stands there with his hands held outwards as you can see the fire in his hands glowing brighter and brighter, and the wall of fire that's wrapped around this entire ironclad vessel is growing brighter and brighter. And almost immediately you can understand what his plan is right here.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna nod to that. What I'm gonna do, I'm still 400 feet away, but I'm level with the ship. I think it only makes sense to go pick up Stalbor. I feel like that's the only real thing. Pick him up and go back to the ship.
Roll me a perception check.
Do I even see him? I guess I would ask Reich, like, should we continue our attacks or should we turn back and let him handle it?
I don't think that we're gonna be helpful if we keep going. I'm gonna fall off eventually, and then it's just gonna be you.
Mm. That's my perception.
Yeah.
You don't even see Stalbor anywhere. Reich, roll me a wisdom check. Check, not save.
Go wisdom, go.
Because again, you're a person of war. You've studied it, so on and so forth. You do know that if you do just leave him here, he's a sitting duck.
If I leave Stalbor here?
No. This guy, Haldren.
Oh, so we're gonna draw fire. That makes sense. So, Reich, you'd relay that to me, yeah? Us draw fire. All right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to distract them. I'm going to get past the first two ballistas, go over the ship, and I'm going to give them a little surprise.
Okay.
Give them the surprise.
The old, how do you do?
You could give the surprise from the side of the ship.
Yeah, I just got to get to it.
You don't need to be above the ship. You could be under the rim of the ship.
Yeah, I'm going to travel to them under the rim. And then I'm going to go and, yeah, okay.
Okay, I understand what you're trying to say. Kyrann,
Yep.
They're now playing decoy, as they have been, actually. You've taken a significant amount less ballista shots against your sitting still vessel, which was an easy target, because the thing would just be like, oh, I'm just going to keep firing at the same exact coordinates and always hit. So you've taken...
Did put up a fog cloud.
You know, I understand
yeah.
you put up fog cloud,
Yeah.
but you've taken significantly less shots because your ship is still sitting in the same spot, fog cloud or not. You just shoot the same coordinates, right?
Yep.
So finally, they reduced the number of ballista that would be coming at you because of the fact that they're taking the shots towards them. But then finally, when you were able to have your anchor up enough that you could move the ship forward slightly, and of course you would choose the right direction to move because of the fact that you can see where the ballistas are hitting. You're actually able to avoid the ballista shots after that entirely because they can't see that you've moved from the other side of the fog cloud. It's like playing Battleship. So you're able to move slightly out of the way and allow a little bit of time for the anchor to finish coming back up. Eventually, the anchor is completely up, and Stalbor is right overboard the ship, and a couple of people are throwing down ropes for Stalbor to make his way back up to assist him in his climb. Stalbor comes aboard the ship. What's your plan, Kyrann?
To go.
Turn and try to stay on the exact opposite side of the... and then piece the F out.
Yep.
Roll me your vessel check, please.
Get the flip out of flop.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm always flipping.
Most people would be rolling with disadvantage, but you have a background of fighting, of like actual combat situations. I'm not giving you disadvantage for this.
Ooh.
That's good.
It sat on that one for a second.
You did. It hovered.
I was like, oh.
That almost went very poorly.
I know. With me, like I was saying, as I was describing it, I was like, oh no.
I'm gonna use an action point as well.
Please.
To move us along very quickly.
Okay, so to allow the thing to get a little bit of headway. Over on the other side, as you guys are actually starting to make a little break, making your way out of there, eventually, Stalbor, you can see that clearly you're a good distance from... there's nothing really you can do. You don't have Whisper and Wind sending or anything that's longer than 120 feet, so...
No, I don't have anything out on range. What I'll be doing on the ship is... I'll make a couple of healing elixirs and pass it to, N. And anyone else in... I'll use all my first level spell slots to make 4 over the period of 4 minutes.
I imagine you gave to N first.
Yeah.
And N at first says, like, no. And when you're like, I insist. Okay.
Yeah. Like, this is not the time for heroism.
Like, I imagine we just, like, point, like, the giant stick of wood, like, still on their side.
Yeah. I would press it.
No.
You want
like,
this
En's like,
potion,
no, and he just pushes it a little bit, like, yes. And she's like, all right, yeah, okay.
Maybe not. Maybe that is a little too...
Sadistic.
I did mention that he's kind of become chaotic, but not chaotic evil.
So anyways, the... So you make your way to... and I'm going to answer something in chat. So Unfunny One saying, Sai, I never understood people think the 3D dice has anything to do with the number generator. We don't think that has anything to do with the number generator. It is a physical representation of the number generator's result. Yeah. But because we don't see the numerical result until usually around the same time, if not after the die finishes rolling, we still get to have that dramatic pause as it happens.
We all admit, we mentioned it a lot.
Yeah.
The numbers, not the dice, are the empirical.
Yeah, of course. Because I remember we had that argument once ages ago, and Ollie was like, no, Scott, it's go with the number over the die. And I was like, okay.
Yeah, I don't even think it was an argument. I think we all kind of agreed on it.
Yeah. Well, I think I was just dumb with how it worked, and Ollie corrected me. And that was, again, almost a year ago. So, and again, everybody agreed on it. So, everybody was against me. So you start making your way your distance. Bellum, your plan is to more or less pop up, take shots, drop back down, pop up, take shots is kind of like the plan from here?
Yes and no. Once I get close enough to the ship itself, I want to see where, like, the helm would be.
Absolutely. So the helm is something that's called a forecastle. Sorry, an aft castle. So it's like the actual back of the ship has a castle to it that's built up. Yeah. This one happens to be made out of metal that's built around. So the thing about the castle is it stops attacks from easily being able to be made into that area. However, they usually don't have a roof. So usually you can make your way over to the roof and shoot down. But again, this is House Kundarargus and the Ironclad in this region. They understand what they usually have to deal with. They do have a temporary roof that they build in this thing. So what it is in times when you think that there might be attacks being made their way in, they have throw-up wooden roofs that have like pillars attached to them to hold them in place. So actually, the castle itself, for the most part, is protected with the exception of like barred windows and areas to see out of a grated.
All right, so barred windows. Could a jar fit through a barred window? I actually love that this place is enclosed.
Yeah, if you like fly directly up to the window and just kind of like pass it through, absolutely, you definitely could.
I'm doing
People
that.
can pass weapons through them if need be.
All right, I'm doing that, doing like a drive-by, and slamming the jar of stink that I collected from that monster down in the tunnel, and just hoping it fucking shits everything. Oh yeah, you know, just that jar of stink. I am slamming it in there and getting away.
Oh, that's beautiful. Oh, that's sexy. Oh, that's so funny.
Actually a good plan. Right?
No, it was a good plan. And then you said they're stuck in a room, and I'm like, yes, it'll just sit there.
You're like,
linger.
Keep talking, Scott. I like this whole.
Yeah, I was like, yep. Okay, so there's a roof even. Yeah, okay. I was like,
I'm like, you can't get them. There's like grated windows and
I don't
ceilings.
need to kill them.
I don't want to kill them. Yes, there's a jar-sized hole, you say.
Oh.
Yep. So that's exactly what I want to do.
Okay, so
I knew I got the jar of stink for a reason. I knew I did.
I do need you to do me a favor. This is very important.
Yep.
Make me an acrobatics check. This is a very important check.
All right, I'm likely going to use an action point no matter what, but let's see.
Okay.
Action point.
No. You don't need to because I'm going to tell you you succeed. You're fine. You don't get any of the stink on your hand.
Oh, okay.
So anyways, as you shatter the jar and like the waft, as soon as you dive away, trying to make your way as much as possible. One of the things that you guys notice is you have this tactic, and of course it's going to disrupt everything in there. You hear like a sudden groan, dwarf, oh, and the cusses in dwarven language and whatnot inside there. Like,
Yep.
It's just horrifying. But one of the tactics you notice that as you tried to do like the pop up and pop down to continue to distract in this area as the wizard is doing his job, you see that all the dwarves come levying over with crossbows and come to the edge to defend the edge of the ship, the lip straight down to the waterline, all the way at the base of the hull. That's what their plan is to be able to stop that. But also, when the first time you do that, you pop up along the edge of the ship and you make your attack and you pop down the other side. One of the dwarves calls something out, another one starts pulling a crank, and actually the side of the ship has long blades. Like, they're not designed to be accurate, they're just designed to dissuade exactly what you're trying to do. Come reaching out about 6-7 feet or so off the brim of the ship that make it difficult for you to maintain that tactic. You have to do it a little bit further out, which allows more people to angle, which allows more.
Right.
And so your tactic is only able to even function at all because of the fact that there's a roaring fire there that adds to some amount of blindness because of the brightness of the flame. Anyways, do me a favor, make me 3 acrobatics checks to represent this tactic. What are you doing this whole while, Kunsai? Are you waiting for, like, you doing the same thing with a and then drop back down and come back up?
Yeah, I'm nowhere near the same shot as him, but yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
The 13, I'm using an action point.
Oh, please do.
All right,
Okay.
17.
So, I was
What do
setting the DC high, of course, because
Yep.
I wanted to, because they have the swords and everything. So with that 17, it's actually far greater because you failed by less than 5, which is a good thing. So actually, your carpet does take another tear as it gets snagged along the one of the swords during one of the dives back down under beneath the rim of the deck. Could you make me an acrobatics check, please, Reich, or dexterity, your call?
That's it.
Bro, it happened.
Okay, so with that save, during one of those dives down, actually Reich ends up tumbling out of the carpet and into the water. And into the water, and this because the snag happens, it puts another tear into the carpet. Reich actually tries to cling on, hits into the water. But Bellum, you're able to go and get him if you'd like, or you can wait and then come back after making a few more attacks. Your call.
Nah, to be honest, I'm gonna go get him, and then start probably heading back toward the ship. I feel like I did the most I could do.
Yep.
I bought this guy extra time. I made it so that they probably can't pilot the ship as well as they once could, and I am grabbing Reich and riding along the water as best I can to avoid ballistas, whatever I deem the best path.
So the thing is, like, what he was doing, so one, you screwed up the commands, like all the orders being given to them, and they work so well. This whole tactic of theirs works as well as it does because it gains orders and listens to those orders well. As always, you cut the head of the snake and the body withers, right? So there are other commands as well that exist, but usually they're inside that castle as well because it's the safest area. You disrupted that whole thing by hitting with this awful rotting smell that sickens them and so on and so forth. So the amount of disruption there. Also, the fire that was wrapped around this entire ironclad was literally baking dwarves on the inside. So those that were doing the jobs down below had to come up above and like gasping for air, pouring with sweat, and suffering themselves. And then along the side of the actual vessel, like the ground is starting to get hot. It was hurting the dwarves. It actually disrupted their flow entirely. Most of them are actually doing what they can right now to try to save their own lives rather than attack. So as you turn and you start to book it out of there, seeing that you're doing that tactic as well, almost immediately afterwards, Haldren does the same. But as he turns and starts flying away, he does cast. Actually, give me a second. I'm not going to cast that. 1 second. So as he does that, he just recasts Wall of Fire and then continues to fly back, more or less keeping with you, flying alongside next to you guys, allowing the Wall of Fire to continue doing its job. Okay? He's, of course, throwing other fire spells in there before to enhance and da-da-da-da.
Yep.
So you guys make your way back through the, or even over the mist. And when you come back to the other side, you see the ship's not there. As a matter of fact, Kyrann has made quite the distance between where it was and where it is. A little bit more flying gets you back aboard the ship and finally sailing to safety. away from Dreadhold.
So
about
yeah,
time.
once I get back aboard the ship, I immediately would look for Stallboard and make sure he was on the ship.
Okay, you immediately find your way over
Yep.
to Stallbar.
Once he
You
is,
also now notice the differences of Stallbar in the pale light of day. But go ahead.
I don't. I get like I go to like Stallboard, and I'm like I'm taken aback for a brief second, but I have other things on my mind. I take the carpet and I lay it out, and I'm just like, it took some damage. I can't fix this.
I just start mending it. I imagine it's going to take a couple of turns because it was pretty beat up.
Yeah, we'll say takes a couple of minutes when you immediately jump on that, because obviously that's important for your safety.
For sure.
Did you do anything from there? Or did you just watch him doing that, Bellum?
I just I kind of watch him doing that, and now I'm kind of observing the fact that he does look better now that I see him doing it. I'm just kind of like, I make it seem as though I'm watching him because I care so much about the carpet, but I'm also very just intrigued by the fact that he doesn't look so pale and gross looking. So I just yeah, no, just literally watch him.
Are we still being shot at?
No.
Yeah, no.
No, we pretty much cut them off with the firewall, so we're just headed out.
Sweet.
I would say,
Encounter
right,
overcome.
you can let the captain know what's going on.
Yeah, I needed to talk to her anyways.
Okay, and so you make your way over to the captain. I imagine you did that pretty
Kyrann
much right
has
as
like a
Bellum was
moment
doing
of like dread. She can just feel like when Reich wants to talk,
that.
like washes over.
She
Turns
shivers.
to the door and he's there.
She shivers and looks at her and goes, "What is it?" She says, "Reich," and then looks up and he's there. Ugh.
Shit it!
So, anyways, go ahead.
No. I would walk over to her.
What's the music
I
for
actually-
Thin Man?
I actually like as a habit, I don't go directly to her. I come bearing tea.
I'm at the helm.
Yeah, that's what I use.
Oh, it's awkward.
Yeah. I usually
He
come
hasn't
bearing tea.
realized yet that he keeps bringing you tea. You can't drink it.
Yeah,
Only got one hand.
The cup from the last time is still there.
It's not easy.
It's-
to do it.
It's fallen over
She'll
by
fucking
now.
do it. She'll fucking do it. So I imagine there's just like a guy who's pretty much designated job is as soon as I leave, just walks over and takes the cup of tea and takes it down to the hold. So yeah, I say to her, so our operation was successful.
Good.
Have you seen genocide yet?
I mean, briefly, we were in the caves. I cast a spell on him.
Well, when we were there, talking to Reich, Jesus Christ, talking to Haldren, made me concerned with the people who they're holding in that prison. It really
Okay.
tempered my my understanding of justice. When you come up with a society like mine, you kind of expect justice to fall against those who are unjust. I've seen a lot of guys beheaded in my day.
Mm-hmm.
I need to go. It won't be for good.
Where are you going?
I have a task that I needed to complete, and I know what we're doing here is important. But if I don't...
Rick, I want to remind you that the entirety of the Principalities is closed off by a weather barricade, and the people who are here haven't been able to leave in 2 years.
I'm well aware.
Okay.
I'm not intending on leaving. I'm going to find out the information we came here for. I have sources.
That's in the mirror holds.
I understand.
Okay.
I have sources that might be able to get me more information. And I think that this will be of great importance.
Okay.
This is not me coming to ask you. Okay.
Okay.
You can just drop me. You can drop me off at this port, which I will point out a port.
Honestly, the nearest port is Cape Far.
I don't know if it's necessarily the nearest
we're
port.
talking legit. It's like she could drop you off within hours if need be.
I say it's not something that needs to happen immediately, but I say this port seems closest, pointing at Cape Far. And I say I can make my way from there,
Okay.
and I will find a means of contacting you, and we can discuss a pickup location.
All right.
I nod, and then with that I leave.
So, Perfect timing. Just gets back aboard the ship, walks over. She's like, how many people are dead? I don't even know yet. Is everybody okay? All right. Whew. All right, we're back. I need to leave. Like, timing. Okay, so as he goes back down below into his room to, of course, start contemplating exactly what it is that he has on his mind and the things he needs to take into account. Things settle down a bit on the ship. Obviously, there are a dead member of the crew and they're injured, but Stalbar helped to save the injured ones so that they no more die. It seems as though the only that you had lost 4 in total, like completely lost. The rest of them you've been able to save, even if a bit of triage had to happen to make sure that you were able to save them. It's actually knowing how dire your straits are and knowing how much these people are important to you. When Stalbar is the one that's doing the work and healing them and witnessing everything that's happening, you can actually see there's like N comes into the room where Stalbar is doing his work. And you can see like, this is specifically Stalbar notices this. There's like an internal struggle that happens with N. And then finally like N just kind of comes to a conclusion, gets over herself. And the person that Stalbar is literally actively operating on and trying to assist at the moment goes over and places a hand on the person's chest. The hand glows for a few moments, and the wounds start to close around them.
That's a useful skill.
Nods, and then makes the way around the room of the injured people and doles out some of the lay on hands to the others that are injured in the room to make sure that it's a little bit easier for Stalbar to do his job. And then walks out of the room, almost ashamed with herself as she walks out of the room and leaves Stalbar to finish his job.
Cool.
I'm gonna follow N and ask if they're okay.
So like after N like leaves the room or whatever,
Yeah.
kind of call to N. Yeah, hey, Kyrann. It seems as though before you arrived, the ones that passed. Well, honestly, we couldn't even recover 3 of their bodies. They're in the water. They were in the water. We had to leave them behind. But I think everybody understands what we were doing. This task was specifically for their prince, so they're not going to have issues with this. Is the plan to just bring it back?
Yeah. And drop Rick off along the way.
I heard that. I didn't think it was my place to... Is now the time?
Not really, but he's young.
He must have something in mind. By the way, Reich, don't forget.
He's old.
He did age 10 years.
Oh, did he?
We never discussed this just because.
You just wouldn't have noticed in the drama at the moment.
Well, you probably noticed that I literally looked 10 years older when we spoke.
Honestly, it could have been one of those things where you just seem so worn and beaten and so much weighing on you that you know what I mean? Like, I pretty much look the same as 10 years ago. So,
but you're not a short-lived goblin.
They're not short-lived. They live to a pretty decent age, hobos.
They live to be 60 years old.
Yeah.
60.
So he's middle-aged now.
That's less than humans.
That's less than humans.
Yeah.
That's like the
So
youngest
10
race.
years is more noticeable than you.
I just think it's funny that Reich looks older and Stalbar looks healthier. Stalbar's stealing Reich's life!
I was actually gonna...
He's eating the life force.
Go ahead, Aaron. Please.
No, like the second I saw the 2 of them together, I was gonna ask Stalbar what he did.
I mean, are you gonna?
Yeah, if I see the both of them together and finally get like a good look at 2 of them, I was just like, "What did you do?"
Oh, Reich suffered a spectroectochromatic stressing distortion.
A ghost popped up and said, "Boo!" I got really scared.
He saw a ghost. Yes.
You look terrible.
Thanks.
He'll be fine.
It's your love and support that keep me going during these grind times.
We'll work it. We'll work on it, Reich. I can fix this.
I'm out of the game. No, you can't. You fucking liar. In game. I appreciate that.
I don't know why you think I'd do anything like that.
Did the ghost reverse your aging? You look great.
That was genocide's effect. We need to speak about him.
Yes, this is the effect of genocide. It's not aging. This is how old I am. I'm young for an elf. I was just warped via messing with magic that people of my kind are not meant to mess with. I don't know if it's permanent or not, but I kind of hope it is.
Okay.
Speaking of genocide,
Kyrann just feels awkward about it and kind of like walks away.
speaking of genocide, it's one of those things where, as you guys talk about him, you realize he's been standing in the same spot over by the anchor, just observing the entire.
That's why I assumed that all Warforged do.
Yep, it's motionless.
We've had them on the ship before.
The other ones are crew members, though. They actually had tasks. This one is just standing there awkwardly.
Good job. You're really nailing it. Great job, Genocide.
I would want to have a conversation with Genocide with Kyrann.
Sure.
Is he doing anything to the wood or anything around him? Just because this is something I would pay attention to.
Nope.
All right, just living material, as far as I can tell. All right, continue.
So first, I would go to Kyrann. Stalbor could be there too, right? They could all be there for the initial, and I'd go. So Kyrann, we're doing this to earn the trust of the elves, because they would be a great ally. Yep. I've said multiple times that Genocide himself might be a great ally.
Mm-hmm.
I've dealt with many people before that I'd kind of given ultimatums to, and thus got their help. I think we need to do more than just give him to the elves. I think we need his help in this whole fight. And I think we need to ask with a strong hand.
You think we should ask Genocide with a strong hand? Is Genocide like right here?
No. I would.
You guys could be
like right in front of Genocide.
Yeah, no.
He's at the very back of the ship, right where the anchor would have been dropped, and hasn't moved from there since.
Yeah, so I would say ask with a strong hand.
We have no leverage against him.
While I agree, I guess maybe we just interpreted strong hand differently. Perhaps we ask him, laying our cards on the table. Maybe this would be a cause he wants to fight for. He's been imprisoned for who knows how long, for I don't think any of us know why. But perhaps we can talk to him, let him know what is on the line for us, what we've done for him, and maybe he will fight alongside us.
All right, I agree.
At the very least, he won't be an enemy.
I at the very least want to see what his powers do more. Is that bad?
I don't think that's bad by any means.
Experimentation.
I would prefer to know what he has before you drop him off with your friends there.
I don't think we drop him off with the friends.
Drop him off. We can. They just wanted information from him and knowledge.
I think they lied to us.
They don't want information.
No.
They want what he did to me wasn't conscious. He has some sort of anti-necromancy aura. He cured me of my mark. And he can probably do a lot more too. Even disgraced Arane. So
yeah, I think that we need to learn more about his powers before we make any moves to turn him over.
I agree.
Well, we have months.
Good.
Well,
you don't have months, right?
Well, I don't need to be here for testing. I'm not the testy guy.
Yeah.
You're not a testy?
You're saying I don't need guinea pig?
You're not a testy.
Stalbor, Rick's leaving, by the way.
What?
I know. For a short time, at least.
Well, Kyrann, do you suppose we should have this conversation now or later?
Let's wait a bit and see if he does on his own.
Yeah, I'll agree to that and say whatever you deem fit. Let me know when we should have this conversation.
We should talk to Haldren too and see what his plans are. Tomorrow.
Well, my needs. Well, my suggestion is far more important. I suggest we drink if Reich is going to leave, and we be merry. And he'll go and fetch some old goblin-y alcohol from the bottom of a barrel somewhere.
The amount of time it takes for him to go fetch that goblin alcohol, Kyrann is able to see the land land hard. Like there's the
No,
port.
we drink.
By the time you actually muscle off that cork, because you put it on too hard with your +5 strength last time. She's like, oh no, I can actually already see the dock in view. Like, we'll be there in an hour. It's good. Bye, Reich. You can swim from here. You get that ring.
I mean, you guys can hang out for a little bit. Just saying, like, you don't have to leave right now.
I'm a little busy.
Yeah, right. We were kind of hoping to unload anyways. So you have too many. We have too many big personalities right now. So we're gonna go.
Can you drop all your magic items off while you go? You won't need them.
Yeah, I'm gonna need the shit out of those. Get away from my magic items, you piece of shit.
I will
Hey,
actually.
like that dagger you
Actually,
never dang
oh,
used.
Oh no, I'm sorry. Yeah, you want my magic items? You want this dagger that no?
Yeah, I want the drow dagger.
You want that? And my ring of protection +1.
I already.
What about your ring of swimming?
Oh yeah, I have a ring of swimming
You
now.
need all of them, Mr. PC.
I
Yeah,
know.
I know.
No, but I will ask. Bellum would ask Reich. Remember that tea I gave you a while back?
I will never forget it.
Just don't drink too much at one time.
I don't intend to drink any ever again.
Oh, then I'll take it from you.
Please.
That's mean.
Nah,
It was a hallucinogen.
Yeah.
I'm fucking around with that shit anymore, man.
Reich is
Saw things,
sensible
man.
in this
Reich
situation.
had like a solid night alone in his room of just he drank the tea and just shit went wild. He just laid on his bed with the motion of the ocean and shit went wild.
I
That
was
is a
not.
very valid point. I did not think about the.
He's like looking at the lamp and he's like, they're hearing me through the lamp. They're hearing me through the lamp.
We just walk into Bellum, just screaming into his lamp. What do you want? Tell me your secrets.
So I think it might be the end of the session.
Yeah, I think so.
I thought we were gonna have a conversation with what's his name, but apparently not. Jesus Christ. All
We'll do
right.
it next session.
Yeah. Eric doesn't need to be a part of it. So,
I'll be watching. I'll be there in spirit. I will remember you.
can we mute his mic? Mute him. All right. So,
This is
anyways,
Discord.
it doesn't have to be Discord. I can mute him in Zoom. Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah, we can.
Power.
Yeah. Heyo. So, how much did you pay for
I
things?
have
Speaking of paying for things, hi Ollie. How are you?
What? Hey,
Call you a whore.
you can pay me for art and also for D&D type things. You can find me at twitch.tv/Ollyrant, also twitter.com/Ollyrant, and I might be doing some things in the bank holiday weekend. So check my Twitter over the weekend. Some stuff might be going on.
What's the back
and
holiday weekend?
Bank holiday. It's a.
You have Memorial Day.
Yeah.
I have a bank holiday weekend.
What's a bank
It's
holiday?
basically a bank holiday is a day people get off work, but we don't make an excuse for why it is. It's just a thing.
That's
Oh,
just.
These
I
are days
like
we
that.
have off work.
We should turn most of our holidays into that.
Most
That's
of
a
your
business
holidays are bank holidays.
But we have excuses.
Reasons.
We're like,
Yeah,
no,
you
no.
have excuses
We're
and
like-
themes and things to sell.
Do you remember when we blew up Japan? We should celebrate that. 100 years later, we should still celebrate that.
They only
Yeah.
do that in Rhode Island, Scott.
Yeah, I know. It's the worst state. But
It's,
Florida.
It's a time
New
where I
Jersey.
want to have-
Yeah.
New Jersey is a fine place where fine individuals
It
live.
has its
Depends on
own
what part of
smell.
Jersey you go
It
to.
has its own smell.
Well, I
It's
know
only
is
when
that
you enter. It's
I've
only when
never
you enter.
heard Jersey be spoke of fondly. Ever.
Sorry.
Well,
Most
I
of
know
it
in
is
Jersey is all farmland, and it's actually quite nice. But any
Most of it is
city
not
in
the
Jersey
Jersey
is
Shore.
god awful.
So there are 3 states that are arguably the worst, but all 3 of them are a frigging cut below the rest. That'd be Rhode Island, New Jersey, and Florida. Choose your order. Anyways, Ollie, finish your spiel.
And then maybe this Wednesday there'll be a new D&D show, depending on if things can get ready. And then I'll also be on Lost Initiative on Thursday for the first real session of our Dark Sun game, which I'm looking forward to. And that's really it. Check my Twitter for arts and stuff. I'm dropping things.
That's wonderful. Before we move on to Will, I just want to remind you of that website. What's it called? FloridaMan.com. Will, what's your what are you doing? What are you up to?
Drinking beer, lots of beer. Making beer, lots of beer.
All right.
That seems smart. If you're drinking a lot of beer, make beer as well.
Oh
Make-
yeah,
make
I
beer.
can. Nah, I won't do it now. I have a lot of there's a wall right there with about 12 cases of beer that I've made just on it. So tomorrow there will be lots of people drinking at my cookout, and that's what
Nice.
they'll be drinking.
Nice. There you go.
Is there such a thing as a cook-in?
It might happen.
George
because
Foreman.
Tomorrow is possibility of
phrase
some
it.
thunder showers, so it might be a cook-in. We'll see.
All right, Aaron, who are you? How can we find you?
I'm Erin. I'm here on Fridays. I play with Ollie and Scott on Wednesdays. And I might see you on Ollie's channel. We'll see how things go.
Awesome, beautiful. I'm Delrick. You can find me at delrick.com. Other than that, you can just Google me and find out the information's there. Everybody have yourselves a great night. Fuck Eric. Bye.
Bye.
Rip.